Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another super cool radio interview. I'm your host, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have some awesome guests joining me at this time who I'm excited to have on the podcast. Formed in 2024, a Salt Lake City-based genre-bending pop rock band, Allbrook Station, released some great music, including Sharpshooter and upcoming Crown as well on August 26th. Please welcome the vocalist for Allbrook Station, Burke Louis, and his sidekick, Jared Lee Gosselin.
Yeah, sidekick. Woo!
What's up? What's up?
I'm like, no, life partner. Sidekick. Yeah. Matt, thanks for having us, man. We're stoked, dude.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. So, before really, dive into everything that Allbrook Station's been doing, you guys obviously been very busy with the music, shows, everything you guys got going on. So I'm kind of curious. So Burke and Jared, so how'd you guys meet?
Oh, man, he tried to date me for like 10 years.
No, you know what?
No,
man, it was this real crazy-eyed dude, man, that I know. So I'm from Detroit originally, but I lived in LA for like 25 years. And man, and there's a guy, I'm not going to say any names.
No names.
He's a little squirrely. And most of the time, it's like one of those guys, you don't answer the call, right? Or he'll message you. It's like the minute that you engage with the message, it's like you can't get rid of him now. It's one of those guys, right? So, man, he was blowing me up like crazy. He's like, I have this band, and you have to meet him, and da-da-da. And he's like, wouldn't stop contacting me about it. So I was like, okay. I was like, I'll do it. It's all good. And we met, the guy is a crazy dude. So he kind of like just X'd himself out of the entire conversation, and then we just ended up building our own relationship. We've been working together ever since.
Yeah. And on our half, I knew we needed, I needed somebody that has been in the industry, that knew it. I said earlier, Jared Lee Gosselin's already got a Grammy. He's done a crap ton of, just Wikipedia him. But he's just done a lot of stuff. And as a new artist, I was like, dude, I need a mentor. And so I have quite a few people that have just done really, really cool stuff. And so when we heard his name, of course, we're looking him up, and I was like, yo, this guy would be dope to work with. And then we had that mutual friend who it just didn't work out, but him and I,
it's what it is.
It is what it is. They brought us together. And so then we've been working ever since, and he's kind of just been helping us, showing us the ropes of the real world of this is what it's really like in the industry, because when you're a new artist, the whole world, we're going to put out our first song and it's going to be 10 million streams and we're going to be super fit. And it's just bro,
I enjoy the process of growing and building something into something, substantial. That's what I like,
And that's what we need right now. Is hey, we'll go the distance.
That's what we're doing. It's like we're growing right now, and it's like we're consistently dropping records, and we're just building our plan.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Oh, for sure. So I'm kind of curious. So Jared, so what was your kind of first impressions of Allbrook Station, the music, all of that?
I mean, when I first heard the music, that's when I was like, this is dope. I was like, I like the music. I was like, there isn't really anything else that I can think of. It's in the space that sounds like them. And the singer is amazing. That was the main thing, right?
Oh my God.
Because trust me, if I heard it and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna even do with this? We wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here. So yeah, I mean, the art has to speak for itself. You know what I mean? It's when you hear something or see something, whatever it is, it's you have to have that connection with it, and to want to work with it, or to want to be a part of it, or whatever it may be, So I love the music. And I love the voice.
All right. Well, I would say so. As someone who's in media, I get a lot of bands that cross my emails and all of this stuff. And I will say that Allbrook Station definitely stood out to me, just because of how you guys can flow from completely different genres and somehow make it work and make it make sense. And the flow is there. I don't know how to describe it very well, but you guys are just able to switch and change so quickly and almost effortlessly in the same song, that I was very impressed.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. I think a lot of that was like curated that way. Because I grew up, so I got older brothers, and I grew up with Metallica, Megadeth, Korn, Slipknot, like just like the metal world. But then I also have an older sister who introduced me to Michael Jackson, Shania Twain, like Ricky Martin, Shakira, stuff, you know. And so it's just like this. I'm like, wow, this is so crazy that you guys listen to that. You listen to, you know.
Bro, you want to know what's crazy?
What?
So I just put out a song with Carmit. Carmit was in the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh,
that's how I know her.
Okay.
She was the Viva La Loca girl.
Was she?
With Ricky Martin and toured with him forever.
That's sick.
Isn't
yeah,
that
is small. Yeah, he'll just be name dropping people. Oh, Eminem? Yeah, okay. Sorry, Marshall? I'm like, yeah, okay. I call him Sir Eminem, you know? But yeah, dude, it was crazy just to see different, like, there's other music out there, right? And so when we kind of started making the music as a band, Jesse, who's the only other songwriter in the band, him and I write everything together. He's like into hip hop and R&B and soul. And then Junior is a hip hop head and was into rap. Frank Zoo, the DJ, he's into rap. And then our drummer is into underground rock, metal, but as well as mainstream, loves, what's that? Coheed and Cambria is one of his favorite bands in the world. And so we got to do drums the same place where they did drums on their last album. Same engineers. And so it was just so sick. And then Randy, our producer, is a connoisseur of everything. And so, when we met, it was all right, if we go too pop, we're Imagine Dragons, right? But if we start screaming and rapping, we're Linkin Park. And so it was this very fine, narrow space where we're let's just have me sing, if we eventually want to do rap or eventually want to do screaming or whatever, let's do it later on. But right now, let's just focus on the voice. And then anything that didn't belong was just cut out. So, I mean, I'm a riff. I freaking love riffs and breakdowns. And so some of our songs had all these crazy riffs. But then when you put it in the context of the whole song, it was just it just doesn't fit. It almost feels like I put it in there to put it in there. And so there's no ego in the band. It was hey, what deserves to be here? Let's put that there. So that's what you guys are hearing. You're hearing the final, if it's in there, it's meant to be.
Oh, dude, you're paving your own way. It's you're out there with the machete, hacking, and creating your own path.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing is you have to hack your own path out.
Yeah, and I think we're you'll hear the releases where Bad Dream and Chimerical were two of the last songs that we ever wrote, and those were our first singles. And so I still think
but bro, it's it gets better as you go. It's it's the formula of some people do 100 songs and they pick the 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how you kind of narrow in, because it might take that many songs to figure out what the sound is.
Yeah.
So it's which
you did. Jesse and I wrote over 50 songs for the first album and then narrowed it. We couldn't go smaller than 17. We were just bro, these are the ones.
Yeah, because then it's the more you do and the more you start diving into the production and the sound, it's then you start to get it.
Yeah.
And then it's you can take the other songs that were dope, but they didn't sound where these records sound.
Now we have our identity.
Make it all consistent and cohesive.
We have our DNA, we have our identity, and so now it's an easier formula to do what you're saying. It doesn't make sense to anybody else, how they do that, but for us, it's just we have this little checks and balances system where if it doesn't hit these certain things, then we know it's not our sound.
Oh, for sure. And I think it definitely that kind of careful and methodical kind of approach of what belongs and what does not belong in each song. I think it's very carefully selected and crafted for each song. It shows that you guys, what you want and what if we add this, we're just adding it. It's not adding anything to the song. And I think that really shows and comes across in the music.
That's awesome, dude. Thank you.
Of course. So I did kind of want to talk about, how is it, so as you kind of talked about the background and interests of all the band members, so how is it coming together to form Allbrook Station and the sound that it has become now?
I'd say ego can't be there. And I'll tell you what, when I first started writing with Jesse is the most blunt person I've ever met. And so I'd be I'd write this song that I think this is the one. And this is my first time writing with him. I'd be hey man, I wrote this song. He'd put it on for 10 seconds, yeah, it's trash. And I'm well, listen to it a little bit, And he's no, this is trash. If it doesn't hook me right away. And so I was just dang. And I was I don't know if I want to write with this guy anymore. But then it in a cool way, challenged me because I'm like, wait a second, because he started listening, like he loves Fall Out Boy. And I love Fall Out Boy. And then I introduced him to like Bring Me the Horizon and Bad Omens. And so it's like, we kind of started. And so I'm like, all right, he's got good taste. Jesse has great taste. And so it was kind of this thing of like, let me stop being a diva, stop being a princess, and let me just write good songs. Like if I write something and he's like, yo, this is fire, then it's fire, you know? And so it was kind of that. And then we use that same principle to go to Randy in the studio, our producer. It was like, all right, dude, here's what we've come up with and produced ourselves. Take it to the next level. And there were some songs that he would instantly be like, yep, I know what to do. Yep, this one's awesome. Then there's songs that he was just like, let's change it a little bit, the arrangement. Let's change, like Sharpshooter was a completely different arrangement. We started off, Sharpshooter originally was a complete ripoff of the Black Parade. My Chemical Romance, 100%. Just like I had when I was a young boy, like had pretty much that exact same thing with a little piano, and then and we like came in and did.
I don't know if this is good that you're saying this on a podcast.
Well, we didn't go that way. We didn't go that way.
I know, but this is the thing though. It's like the inception of a song and the inspiration. Like this has been a thing in the music industry. Like even talking about sampling, where it's like the inspiration. It's like when you think about like the God, what was the one song with oh my God, I can't even think of the name of it. Blurred Lines.
Oh,
it's the inspiration.
Yeah,
it's the inspiration of the Marvin Gaye song. It's not sampled.
No.
It's just the vibe.
This wasn't inspiration. It was a ripoff. Like as we
Same
played
thing.
it. Well, no, because as we played it, the producer was like, "Yeah, this sounds like a knockoff of the Black Parade," and I was like, "Good." So that's why we ended up changing it because it was just too much like that. Where originally the song was acoustic. Like it was just like this, you know, kind of like a beachy vibe. And so it like went through a few, and that's why we wanted to change that. I don't want to get sued, you know? And so we ended up doing Sharpshooter, and ultimately that was kind of the thing of like, you got to be open. And that's one thing I am very appreciative of Jared is it's like teaching us, dude, like you got to be open to new ideas and trying new things. You know, like the remix, that was like, he was really inspirational behind our Chimerical remix. And it was like to a new band, that was kind of tough to be like, wait, so how does a remix? And what if people, you know, it was just all, and then I was like, bro, this is my song. As many people as want to remix it, get it out there, go do it. Go, like, I want 1 million people remixing, you know, because I want my song heard. And so it was kind of that, like the idea of like, bro, like you've got to be open to getting your music out there and doing whatever it takes. So hopefully that answered your question. Really, it's just no ego and being open to, you know, hearing maybe your idea is not the best idea. And sometimes it's hard as the front man and as the driving pulse to have an idea that maybe no one else likes. Cause I'm just like, well, freaking I'm doing everything, you know, but over the time it's been like, I've learned that I have good people that I can trust. That, I mean, even for the live show, I had a couple ideas that they were like, I don't think that's a good idea. And I was very passionate about it where I was like, guys, and then I was like, wait a second, like if you guys don't like it, my fans aren't going to like it. And so it was just one of those things.
Okay, but what about this, right? So like, what about like when you have this idea that you really believe in, but people don't believe in it, or they tell you it's trash, but you still believe that it could be something.
That is a good thing. So there's two
you
sides.
You still have to go and do it.
Yes.
Because I've been in that situation in projects where it's like I knew what the vision should be, and everybody was like, "You're crazy.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing you've ever done." And then after it's done, they're like, "This is amazing."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You all talk so much shit, and now it's so great.
Now it's your favorite.
So great now."
So
it's like,
okay, perfect example of that was the Chimerical music video. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out, but go watch it. That idea was a very weird, unique idea. And at first, when I was trying to explain it, it was just kind of like, I don't know, we're kind of doing what? You're doing what? But it was one of those things I was like, just trust me. My belief in it is so much that it'll overcome yours. And so it's like that.
Well, dude, you have vision. So like, that's the most important thing I feel like is like having the vision and knowing what you want and going after to make it happen.
Yeah. And I think,
with whatever it is, if it's a video, if it's a song. If it's,
and I'm open enough that if somebody has a way to spruce up that vision or make it just a little bit better, you got to be open to that.
Yeah, but it's about a team no matter what.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it all yourself anyways.
For sure.
So it's like no matter what, you're always going to have those pillars that hold up the idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Period.
And it's getting easier to like, because again, man, we're musicians. We have egos, we have feelings, we have, you know, the pride and like, this is our thing, but it's getting easier and easier when you have a good trust and a good pillars, it's easier to fall back on that and be like, all right, yeah, your idea might help my idea be better. So, yeah.
Oh, for sure. No, it's establishing that trust in a band that, like, that everyone has like something to like contribute to, just add to the goal of bettering the band, not just like, I want to do this because I think it's going to be cool for me, but it's just like to forward and push the band, which you guys, as I said in my intro, you guys have formed last year in 2024, and like seeing how you guys have progressed in a year, a little less than a year, actually, so about a year or so, is really cool to see just how you guys have been like evolving in this year.
Yeah, it's been fun, man.
So I'm kind of curious. So I did want to talk about, so the new single Crowns, August 26th, it'll be available. So like, when this is available, what can they expect?
So Crown I called Jesse back in 2020 and I was like, dude, I got this lyric and I know the cadence of the melody, but that's it.
It's basically Burke going kiss the ring.
Yeah, basically. Basically, it's about like, hey, this is mine. Like, because Crown, the main lyric I start off with is, I got a crown, but it's not big enough. And I was like, that's such an interesting line to me as the songwriter. I'm just like, is it greedy? Is that wrong to be like, I have all of this, I want more, And I'm like, I think there's a whole discussion of when that's good and when that's bad. Because I'm like, I want more peace in my life. I want more love in my life. I want more money, more good things, more. And I don't think that's a bad thing. And so Crown was like this anthem, explosive, mixed with hip hop, club vibes, mixed with arena. Like you talked about earlier, how we kind of switch genres on you. Dude, this is like a freaking rock, then club, then arena stadium. Like we even have a 30-piece orchestra in the end of it. So I believe this is the first song that we introduced our 30-piece orchestra that we did down in LA. Because quite a few of the songs have an orchestra and it's live. And most new bands don't have stuff like that because one, it's a lot of work, but we worked our butts off because I was like, I want that. I want to know what that's like. And I think it's cool, dude. Like, here we are talking about it today. Like, it's like, dude, we have an orchestra in here that's doing, and it's not like, it's like thriller cinematic. Dun, 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 dun. It's just like this big, So I'd say Crown is that song that you put on when you need to get amped for sports. I think it would be perfect in the NFL, UFC. I think it'd be perfect in skateboarding videos. It's just one of those gym videos. Like, it's just one of those like pump you up songs. Like dude, I'm so excited for this one. I loved all the other ones, but Crown is that one that as soon as people hear it, they're like, oh yeah, that one's a hit. Like, that's what I feel like. That reaction is within 5 seconds. Like, okay, this one's going to be dope. Like, I like this one. So, yeah.
Well, it sounds awesome. Definitely look forward
to it. Have I sold you on it yet? Have I sold you?
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out now. Yeah. And well, one, I want to see if you're right.
That's true, yeah.
You want to check it out now? So you get like direct feedback?
Yeah, you could actually, yeah.
So, but I'm kind of curious. So, like, what is like the writing and recording process like for Allbrook Station?
So Jesse and I will independently write, and as soon as we have like a buzz idea, something that's worth calling, we'll call each other. And so he'll be like, yo, I got an idea. You got to come through tomorrow or the next day or whatever. Then I know, shoot, I need to go back to my best ideas, or vice versa. We'll get together and he'll usually be at piano. I'll usually be at guitar, acoustic or electric. And then we just have the mic go and we put it on a loop. And I mean, it's not anything crazy. Like, we don't have a special sauce. A lot of artists do this. They'll make noises. And they'll sit, that sharpshooter or whatever. And they'll make sounds, they'll make whatever, and we'll find a melody. And I'm a hook chorus guy. That's my biggest thing, is I love a chorus. And Jesse is bomb at verses. Like, he's got such a cool way to say things. And so it kind of just blends, because I'll be like, I won't focus on verses. I'll leave it to him, and he doesn't focus on choruses because he knows, like, I'll just do a line and Burke will do a chorus. And very, very often enough, it'll be like, no, dude, that's a solid chorus. Keep that. Let's write a new verse. That's a solid chorus, So that's that process. And then we get to the studio, and I mean, since the album's pretty much done, it's all been recorded, it's being mixed and mastered right now. We did all of our drums at Steakhouse Studio, and that's in LA. And we loved that studio, loved the engineers. Shout out Kevin McCombs. And yeah, man, it was just a blast, man. Oh, Caleb too. Caleb, shout out Caleb, man. And then we went to East West where we met Danny Escobar, and that dude is freaking stud as well. I actually gotta introduce you guys because you'd like Danny. Danny's a Colombian guy. I mean, you like all of them. You love them, and they'd love you. But then that's where we did the orchestra, and then we did vocals, bass, guitars, drums, or not drums, keyboard, and synths at Randy's studio in Utah. So the process is dope, man. It's just that same thing as like, is this something I would listen to? You know, if I didn't know who Allbrook Station was and they came on, am I changing the channel? Or am I going to be like jealous? Like, dang, I wish I would have come up with that.
I like it. And plus, like, you have to like it too before anyone else can. Because if you don't dig it, then no one else is going to dig it.
Yep. Sure. And I'll admit this with you because I like you. Sharpshooter took the longest to grow on me. It was the longest. Whereas like when we met Jared, I think that was one of your first favorites. Mm-hmm. He was like, yo, Sharpshooter's, that's the one. And I was just like, ew, I don't trust your taste, man. You know, I was like,
it's your song.
I know, so I saw. But that one took a second to grow on me. And the funny thing is, playing it live is one of my favorite songs to play live. I love playing Sharpshooter. Listening to it, though, I don't know why. I love everything we did to it. I love the vocal take on it. I love the emotion behind it. I love the music, love the drums. It took the longest. Chimerical was instant. Bad Dream, instant. Crown, instant. But Sharpshooter had to grow on me a little bit till I like understood why it works, if that makes sense. So I mean, and that happens, you know. I love all my songs, but I have favorites, you know.
For sure. Well, Sharpshooter is my favorite, so far that I've listened to. So
okay. Yeah, that makes me happy because I've had people talk the most amount of shit on Sharpshooter online. Like literally 2 comments that I read yesterday was like, yo, I'm not going to lie, this is terrible, but you do low-key look like Jesus. That was one comment. And I was just like, I forgive you, you know? Then another comment was like, yo, this is awful and horrible. I hate this. And it was like Chimerical and Bad Dream, we didn't have hardly any negative, like I don't even remember one negative comment. And so, but we had like good views on it. But then Sharpshooter, like, is almost at within 2 weeks, 300,000 views on YouTube. And it's just like people love that song. And so it introduced us to a whole different audience. And so I'm like grateful. But
it's great, dude. The trolls are coming.
I know, and I'm happy.
It's all good, man. It's all good. It's just like, yo, don't.
We finally have haters.
Like, make sure you have some thick skin.
Oh,
because some people, the minute that starts happening, people get tripped out.
No, I laugh. Like, so the guy,
like, I mean, man, you just keep it pushing, bro.
One guy,
like,
the guy on Facebook that was like, yo, this is horrible. I at first I wanted to be like, why? You know, like, tell me why. But then I was like, I got one better. And I just put, no, you like it. And that's all I put. And then he wrote back, it was like, no, I promise you I don't. And then I was like, bro, the algorithm doesn't lie. You're here for a reason. Just enjoy, just go with it. And then it got somebody else to comment. And it was just like, I'd rather see that, you know, on comments. Because it's like, I could just sit back and be like, well, you make something better and you did. But I was like, bro, you don't know me. Bro. It's not personal. You know, I've never met you in your life and you have opinions. Metallica's put out songs that I'm like, it's all right. You know, it's not my favorite, but it's okay. But I'm such a big fan that I'm like, I'll love it. And like, man, if they ever hear this podcast, because I did meet Robert Trujillo at the Grammys and was the nicest guy ever. Like, love that guy. Again, I love all of Metallica. I feel like I gotta say this now. I love all of Metallica songs, but I have my favorites, you know? So I don't think we ever intended to make music for everyone, because I don't think that's how it works. We made it for the one, for the fans. And so I'm like, hey, if people like it, then you're part of the community. If you're not, cool, it's not for you. Go. There's millions of other bands.
Oh, no, exactly. And, you know, just like with everything, you know, the goal is that everyone will like it. But, like, in reality, with, like, marketing, advertising, like, you're looking for, you know, there's going to be a certain set of people who do dig it, who do like it.
Yeah.
But it just shows, you know, if you got haters, you're doing something right.
Yeah. It was new. It was new.
Yeah.
Hurt my feelings for a second, but then I was like,
yeah, man, you can't let it hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
But I do want, before we close this out, so you were talking about the album, so I'm kind of curious. So can you give any hints of like what people can expect from this album? You know, all that kind of stuff. Like, what is going on with the album?
Yeah, so this album, one thing I feel like, so I grew up with like albums, and Hybrid Theory was the album that changed my life. Linkin Park's, right? Hybrid Theory, and like start to finish, I remember being a kid and just like reading all the lyrics, getting everything I could, any magazines, any whatever, and just being like, it was an experience. When people would be like, "Hey, Burke, we're gonna do something," oh no, sorry, I'm listening to an album right now. It was like that. Like when you're watching a movie, you're like, "Hey, dude, let me finish the movie." That's how album and music listening was like when I grew up. You know, it was just like, bro, I'm having an experience. It's not just one song and I'm done. Like I took time to listen to the 47, 49, I don't know how long it was, hour or so album. And that's how I did it with Mudvayne and Slipknot and Foo Fighters. It was just like, let me experience the whole thing. And so I wanted to kind of bring that back. But if you notice, all of our songs are around like 3 minutes or less because attention spans, right? And getting rid of all the stuff that right now, like I understand as a new artist, I probably won't have a lot of success. I don't want to say I can't because, you know, it's a world of endless possibilities, but most likely as a new artist, people aren't going to give me 7 minutes of their time for a 7-minute song. You know, Bad Omens, Bring Me the Horizon, Linkin Park, Fall Out Boy, those guys can put out a 7-minute track and everybody's going to listen. You know, Tool can put out a 10-minute song and people are going to listen because they've bought enough confidence that this is going to be good. For us right now, we're like, trust us that it's good. And so we're just like, we're trying to grab as many people as we can. And so for the album, that was my way of being like, hey, it's a collection. There's 17 tracks of these 3-minute songs. And I think we have one that hits 4 minutes, but it's all cohesive and it's a journey. It's a story. The album title is going to be called All We Have Is Pain. Because I'm a really big believer in pain is a beautiful teacher, that if you let it, it could inspire you, it could reroute you, it could recharge you. You know, over the last couple of years, we've had a lot of pain, from a miscarriage to divorce to a father of a band member dying, a brother of a band member dying. Like we just went through a lot. We had some big deals, you know, financial deals land on our table and go south. And then we had opportunities and management and tours and other stuff that just went south. And so it was just kind of this thing of, oh, poor guys. And I was like, who knows? Who knows if that wasn't the best thing that could have ever happened to us, you know? And obviously, the pain is inevitable, but suffering's optional, you know? And so I'm like, guys, like some of the stuff that went bad and loss of a loved one is always tough, but it's like, dude, it makes us love harder and more fierce. And you know, the crap that we went through as a band, it just makes me love these guys. And I think you see that on stage. I think you see that in our little reels and our shorts of just how much love is in this band.
And please stop, because like
even Jared, you know, like how much love we have for each other because of this music is freaking awesome.
Well, for sure. I mean, I appreciate you sharing all that as well, because that's a lot, you know, obviously for a band with everything, but it does like it, you know, it can either tear people apart or you can unite people, make them stronger.
Yep.
And I think that, you know, it is a good teacher. Unfortunately, you know, everyone's going to go through some type of pain in their life. You know, it is unavoidable in life, but it can only, it's either going to make you stronger and move forward, or it's going to consume you. And obviously, you know, you guys are taking, you know, the first option with that.
I'm hoping that the album, that's what inspires people to be like, yeah, I'm going through it right now, but it's not the end of the world. You know, like if you were to put on your favorite movie, like we were just talking about the Superman movie. Like if you were to see, have you seen that one yet? Superman?
I have not, no.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say it's my favorite movie, though.
No, I'm not saying it's your favorite. No,
it was good though.
It was good. Okay, let's take any superhero movie that you've seen. All right, we'll just take Spider-Man then. Is that okay? Can we take Spider-Man?
I'm more of a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of
Oh
guy.
my gosh, this guy.
How about Punisher?
Yeah, but any movie, when you see the hero go through the hero's journey and like something bad happens to him, yeah, if that was the end of the movie, that would suck. It'd be like, well, now I'm depressed. But you know, because we've been conditioned, it's like, hey, this is what starts him on his journey to become the best. And so that's what we're kind of trying to inspire people with, is just understand, like when you're going through it right now, it gets better. Like this is just like the hero's journey. This is just what's going to help you get to that place that you ultimately want to go.
For sure. For sure.
That was deep. I got chills just now as I said that.
Oh my God. You know.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to checking out the album. I'm very curious, just the whole, like, you know, just the experience and the journey with everything. Like I've, you know, very much enjoyed the singles so far, but I'm definitely looking forward to the album.
Matthew, thank you, man. Thank you for one, giving us an opportunity to share our music and talk about it. So thank you. And then for the nice things that you said, man, that was really sweet. So thank you.
Of course, of course. So as we close out this interview, so like, what is the rest of the year looking like for Allbrook Station?
Oh, you want to answer that one? Do you want to answer that one? Yeah,
I mean, look, we got.
You should answer.
So look, right now we have Crowns coming out. We have a couple more singles that are dropping throughout until the end of the year, and then first quarter next year, the album's coming out.
Yep.
That's what's happening right now. So be on the lookout. Top of 2026 for the debut album. That's what's up.
And I'd say tour announcements and more shows.
Yeah.
So we'll be this. I think 2026 will be our year of like, oh, that's who Allbrook Station is. Like 2025 is as we climb and, like I told you earlier, build that confidence in our audience. It'll be like,
I mean,
you just
started building an audience.
I know. May 2nd was our first like debut into the world, and we're like in August.
Yeah.
So it's like it's been awesome for the last couple months to do this. So yeah, tours, album,
Well, I'm very excited for you guys. I look forward to seeing everything you guys have in the works. So closing out this interview, where are the best place to find Allbrook Station online for everyone watching?
OnlyFans? No, I'm just kidding. That's just me and Jared. We're just
Not yet, at least.
Bro.
not yet.
It's just at Allbrook Station on every platform.
Every platform on and .com too, allbrookstation.com. But Instagram, everything, Spotify, Apple, all Allbrook Station. YouTube. Yeah, YouTube's our big one, man. Love YouTube and all the people watching YouTube, man. Yeah. So Allbrook Station.
Well, very good. I will leave some links for Allbrook Station in the description of this podcast. Please check out and support them. Check out the music.
Please. Yeah.
all that fun thing. So I enjoyed. Everyone watching should as well. But thank you guys so much for stopping by Super Cool Radio.
Hey, thank you so much, man. Been a pleasure.
Oh, man.
For Burke and Jared, I'm your host always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.